Well, there are really good rivalries in the Big Ten. The latest chapter unfolding Saturday night down at sold-out Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. The Badgers and Kirk Ferentz's Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll check out some of the highlights from Saturday's game, here from some of the Badger players as well. We'll also get the bye week plans as we have our weekly sit-down with head coach Paul Chryst. All of that and more coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
High backs, Peniston in motion to the right. Hand off Jonathan Taylor, or rather a play fake and a throw down the left sideline. Ingold inside the 20, inside the 10, and he is brought down by Christian Welch inside the 10 and down to the 6-yard line. Well executed play from Hornibrook. He finds the fullback, and it's a 1st and goal, Wisconsin. The Badgers go jumbo as they load up the left side of the formation. Jonathan Taylor, the running back. The handoff, or a play fake rather. Hornibrook throws, end zone wide open. Jake Ferguson, touchdown, Wisconsin. Oh, some beautiful execution there as leaking wide open. Middle of the field near the back of the end zone is the redshirt freshman tight end, and the Badgers grab the lead. Snap to Lottie, steps up. And the kick is away. Groneweg will catch at the 32 with room. 35 running right 40. 45, 50 outside the numbers. Fumbles the football. It is loose. And the Badgers say they have pounced. No signal yet at the 45-yard line of Wisconsin. I thought Dakota Dixon got out of there with it. Snap to Lottie, and he steps up, and the kick is away. Steering it away from Groneweg. It checks up inside the 15-yard line. And a couple of Hawkeyes getting dangerous. Close, and one hit it, and we got to scramble for the football, and the Badgers say they have it near the Iowa 10-yard line. 3rd and goal at the Iowa 12. Shotgun snap to Hornibrook. Looks left, throws left. He catches Danny Davis. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Oh, he finds Davis inside the 5, and Danny takes it to the end zone, and the Badgers move into the lead with 5:12 left of the 3rd quarter. Hornibrook back into the shotgun, takes the snap, 4-man rush. Alex winds up, throws it deep, has a man open. Pryor got it inside the 45 of Iowa. He got behind O.J. Mudia, and Pryor is forced out at the 42 of the Hawkeyes. 1st down, Wisconsin, with 3:56 remaining. Hornibrook back into the shotgun. Groshek is there with them. Snap to Hornibrook. Hawkeyes bringing 4. Alex fires over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Wisconsin! A.J. Taylor on a dart from Alex Hornibrook. And the Badgers take the lead with 57 seconds remaining.
I believe I was the first read, but like I said, I decided, usually I think I was supposed to go outside of him and then cut it, but I decided to cut it early, and I just straightened it up, and Alex read me right and made me right.
That's what we play for, really. Those are the moments. Rivalry game, you're down, you got a couple minutes left. We were excited. We couldn't wait to get that drive going.
Play clock is at 5. Snap to Stanley, looking, throws over the middle. It's tipped up, picked off by T.J. Edwards at the 39-yard line of Iowa. It went off the hands of Amir Smith-Marset, and the senior linebacker Edwards gobbles it up with 38 seconds remaining. The Badgers up by 4. 3rd down and 6 for Wisconsin at the Iowa 33-yard line. Jonathan Taylor remains the tailback. Alec Ingold wing on the right. And they're going to give a little misdirection. Ingold running left to the 30. He's loose to the 20. Ingold the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Thank you and good night.
You know, I probably could have laid down after the 1st down, but I saw a lot of grass, so I just kept going.
Pockets tight. Ball's tipped in the air, picked off by T.J. Edwards. And he's all alone. End zone, it is caught for the touchdown. To the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Wisconsin. Pressure, and he is sacked just outside the goal line. A big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by Audi. Drive yours at Zimbrick European. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
We've
We've all been there. Gridlock. But this is the 2018 Nissan Rogue. It's got Pro Pilot Assist and can stop and start on its own to help keep your distance from that car ahead, and can help keep you centered in your lane.
Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
This is Kinnick, the spirit of Wisconsin. Eddie feels it. Kim embraces it. Even brother and sister get along. Friendship, warmth, and good cheer. That's Kinnick, and that's Wisconsin.
Your testimony will save lives. This is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
I'll take my chances.
The reimagined Audi Q5 is here.
Lease the 2018 Audi Q5 SUV for $459 per month from Zimbrick Audi.
There is a boy who likes tractors and trains, a boy whose heart was far too strained. He was sick, you see, with a heart that broke. His heart needed fixing, his family needed hope. Enter our doctors with their newfangled tests. Enter our teams whose care is the best. Healthy and happy, the little boy's back, playing with tractors and trains on his track. UW Health and the American Family Children's Hospital. Remarkable.
When we're on the road, we know that we got each other's back and we got to play for each other. So, you know, when the defense makes a gritty stop, you know, on midfield, we really got to step up as an offense and play off of that. So, you know, we didn't take advantage of that. Like I said, second to last drive, we had great field position, but you know, we stepped it up and won it at the end.
You know, we have trust in each other, so that last drive, obviously it's a little different, but that's something we practice all the time. So everybody in the huddle knew that we could do it. I think that was a game we had to fight till the end, till the last couple minutes. The last second, really. So, you know, that's a tough game to win, and I think we did a good job today.
I think that says a lot about Horny as far as his maturity level. You know, I know he gets criticized sometimes by fans and whatever, but if it wasn't for him in our offensive line, you know, driving it like they've been doing it all game, we wouldn't have won the game. They won that game for us. We got to be better on defense.
Yeah, it just showed that, you know, that loss doesn't really define our season so far, and that, you know, I think that's everyone kind of understands their goals are still in front of us, and so I just like the way we practiced and like the way we came out tonight.
I mean, honestly, nothing really did change. We came in this game knowing it was going to be a fist fight. We know we were going to get knocked down, but we had to stand back up, and those last 5 minutes were us really honing in, and we said, hey, this is the time where we need to stand up, and this is where we have to play our best ball. And I think a lot of guys did, and a lot of guys stepped up, and it was really fun those last 5 minutes.
I was in the training room all week, you know, just to get ready to play this game, and I was limited. I could do some certain stuff, but certain movements it hurt a little bit. So, you know, coach didn't want to just throw me in and injure it worse. So I just been, you know, doing what I can to help this team win.
I think as a team we're a lot closer, you know, being on the road. It's a chance to bond more, and like, you know, defense was supporting offense was supporting defense perhaps more than has happened in these first 3 games, and so that was kind of cool to see.
I thought, you know, just overall, I thought we did a good job of leaning on each other. The DBs fought like crazy, and some things didn't go their way, and they kept, you know, putting their nose down and going to work. So we appreciate that as young guys, and I know next time they're going to make those plays. So, and they helped us a lot in the run game too. So they did their part for sure.
To be honest with you, I don't really pay attention to the trophy too much. Obviously, that's a big part of it that comes with winning the game. But I really just care about playing with these guys, Michael Dieter, TJ Edwards, Ryan Condon. You know, some of these guys I've come in with, you know, that's my biggest, that's why I play hard. You know, that's what motivates me to want to win the game, you know, to those guys. So.
I think just my time here, seeing seniors, you know, time in and time out walking off with it, and, you know, being so proud, and it was really good to feel that sense of pride, and I had to make sure I got it with Ryan.
Ever since she can remember,
she's wanted to become a doctor, a surgeon to be exact. Maybe it's because she's good at science, or because she loves math, or maybe it's because Lydia was born with a serious craniofacial anomaly, a cleft lip and palate that required a series of complex surgeries. And now she just wants to help others, just like the surgeons at UW Health helped her. UW Health and the American Family Children's Hospital. Remarkable.
The Wisconsin secondary lost a ton of experience to graduation and the NFL. Over 220 games played and 80 starts. So the Badgers reloaded with young guys in the back end.
The most impressive thing about our young DBs is just how they work. You know, we've really pushed to them, you know, the attention to detail you need to have and the effort that you need to put into practice, the focus you need to put into practice, and just learning who you are as a player. Everyone at the DB position is going to be a little bit different, so you really got to learn who you are and how you're going to have success. I think that group has kind of really embraced that mentality and attitude.
The eagerness to learn, the eagerness to get better, and you know, just have fun with it. And like I say, you just got to go out there and be eager to, like, you know, just get better and learn every day.
For me personally, I think the mental part is higher, just because if you know what you're doing, you're able to play fast, you're able to correct people, get everybody in the right situation, and then you can play. So I think mental comes before physical.
Mental or physical, when 3/4 of your DBs are new starters, they've got to be ready to learn and unafraid to compete.
Always see improvement. You know, this first 3 games under your belt, you might be, you know, a little scared, a little anxious. You know, you're just really happy to be out there. And you may not be locked in, you may be too locked in.
Game time speed is different from practice speed. So, you know, once you get past, you know, the practice speed, you learn that, and it's time to, you know, get used to the game speed. And those 3 games really helped us, you know, see what's going to happen in situational football. So, you know, we get prepared for these games, the Big Ten games.
Taking it game by game, play by play, and focusing on that and being able to dominate. I think that's a word that's been thrown around a lot here lately, and kind of taking pride upon that ourselves to be able to say, okay, like, we got to focus this play.
The lone returner, safety Dakota Dixon, has an all Big Ten background. He took freshman safety Scott Nelson under his wing last year, knowing a youth movement was coming.
It gave me a lot of confidence going into the first game and my first season playing. Just understanding what he's told me that's going to happen, tendencies that teams do. So it really got me comfortable, kind of exposed early. So when I was out there, it wasn't too surprising for me.
But they have that older guy who's been here for 4+ years, and you know, just, you know, have that guy to be in our ear, you know, keep us up, you know, coach us, and you know, just having that extra coach on the field with you, right next to you, man, it's a good feeling. You get a lot comfortable being out there.
Toss to the left, they'll reverse it. Jernigan lofts it out right side, and it's intercepted inside the 5-yard line. Fayon Hicks. To the 24 of Wisconsin, 4 receivers set, back to throw Jones, blitz on. A throw to the right, intercepted by Scott Nelson at the 10. He's to the 15, running right. Nelson to the 20 and tripped up near the 25-yard line.
I think the next step for them is just continuing to grow as far as the game planning goes, and understanding adjustments are going to have to be made week in and week out.
We don't want it to look like it's our first time playing. I think that's a big thing for us, where we're not out there and Fayon doesn't know the call, and he looks at me and I don't know the call, and we're all kind of confused. We want it to be smooth, to be executed properly.
Just trusting what you do in practice. You know, I don't ask anybody to be somebody different on Saturdays. Just, can you play consistent? Can you play confident, which is earned throughout the week? You know, can you do that on a Saturday in front of 80,000 people? I think that's the next challenge. I think our guys have handled it pretty well, but I think there's times we've gotten either a little bit caught up in the moment, or we're tired and we get out of our technique. So just trying to push them through that point, and it's so valuable to learn from tape, you know, actually getting real reps, and we've been able to get a lot of guys on the field, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
For the Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst, I'm Jay Williams.
Your testimony will save lives. This is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
take my chances.
The reimagined Audi Q5 is here.
Lease the 2018 Audi Q5 SUV for $459 per month from Zimrick Audi.
Did you know there's a Mahindra for everyone and every job? Test drive and save during Harvest Demo Days. Like a 6075 four-wheel drive, a 9125, a 2538 or 2638 HST, and a 1526 or 1626 HST. And test drive Mahindra's utility vehicles too, only from the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra. Hurry in for the best savings of the year at your Wisconsin Mahindra dealer.
We've all been there. Gridlock. But this is the 2018 Nissan Rogue. It's got Pro Pilot Assist and can stop and start on its own to help keep your distance from that car ahead, and can help keep you centered in your lane.
Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Back into the shotgun. Groshek is there with them. Snap to Hornibrook. Hawkeyes bringing 4. Alex fires over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Wisconsin! A.J. Taylor on a dart from Alex Hornibrook. And the Badgers take the lead with 57 seconds remaining.
4 games in, including the Big Ten opener in the books, and now a bye week before the Badgers host Nebraska a week from Saturday. Now, it's 4 games in, 8 remaining, but really, if you go back to when the point of where training camp started, this is pretty close to a halfway point, at least of the regular season, Paul. So I guess it's the annual question. What do you want to do with your guys? Is it the same as in the past? Or maybe just give us a thumbnail of what the bye week plans are here.
Yeah, it is, and like you said, it's you know, we're only 4 games into the season, 8 to go, and yet it is kind of that exactly halfway point. And so I think it's important to try to get a couple things done in the bye. And the first thing is opportunity for the guys to kind of get away from a little bit and recharge, and that'll happen a little bit in the first part of the week, and then certainly, you know, the Saturday and the Sunday that is our off day. And then you also want, I think you gotta practice, and it gives you a chance though to focus maybe on some things that are a little bit more whole picture. You know, what have we learned in these the first 4 games that we could apply going forward? So there's a little bit of you know, looking at film and watching all of your own cut-ups. This is what we've done so far. As a player, these are things you're doing well. This is an area where you can continue to get better. And then I think there's also some schematics for coaches to look at and say, okay, this is what we've been doing so far. How would you, you know, if you were an opposing coach, how would you look at it? And does it mean there's something you should be doing or shouldn't be doing with it? And also for coaches, it gives us an opportunity to get out and see recruits. So you really try to do a lot in a bye, and yet you also, I think it's important, it is the halfway point, and you know when you come back it's going to be a good 2-month grind that you want to also take a chance, and especially for your players, to recharge your batteries.
I want to get to the recruiting point in a moment, but also a good opportunity, I would guess, for younger guys, good scrimmage work. And does that change now with the redshirt rule too? Because guys who can impress you in the coming week, like, you know, maybe this is somebody we can trust to get in there the next game or whenever that might be.
No, you're right about that, and you know, we're going to have 3 practices, and one is going to solely be for really the guys that you're talking about, the developmental, and so much of in season, you know, they have a number of plays where they're trying to simulate the opponent. So this gives them a chance to, you know, not only after every practice we do it, but this gives them a whole practice just devoted to just kind of concentrating on our offense, our defense, our special teams. And so, you know, they need to be progressing throughout it, but the bye is one where you can take a couple days and truly focus in on them.
Now back to the recruiting question. The calendar's changed now. Guys can take visits in the spring and on into the month of June. Has it changed in season? Where, some guys come in on game day visits, but you mentioned guys be out on the road. Has any of the in-season recruiting changed?
The in-season itself, rules haven't changed. Now, just this last weekend we had a kid in on an official visit. I think what you don't have maybe is as many, because we had a lot of summer official visits, so maybe you have a few less official visits in the season, but players can come at any time and you can give them 3 tickets so they can come to a game, and that's not an official visit. Every recruit gets 1 official visit to a school, 5 total, so you'll still see some in the fall, and we're doing that, and other programs are doing that. So, but as far as really the big change was the spring and the summer. The fall and the winter coming up isn't really different.
And that's something that you said, I asked you about that way back when. You almost have to let the cycle go through completely. It seems like a good thing for schools in this part of the country, but that still finally to be determined once that whole cycle gets through one time?
I think it is, and I do think, right or wrong, kids were making decisions earlier. And so why not be able to take an official visit while they're still kind of in that trying to figure it out process. And I think the last couple of years, most of our official visits were for committed kids, and they'd all been to campus before. And so that's what I do like about it for the prospective student athletes' point of view, is they can and they should look at other places, and you want them to compare and contrast, because it's all about finding the right fit. And so I think that we don't really know kind of the strategy behind it, or maybe necessarily the impact, but I do think on the surface it's been good.
All right, we do it for this week's big portion, our sit down with head coach Paul Chryst. He'll be back in a few minutes, though, with this week's Great Game. Great question of the week. Stick around as the Badger Sports Report continues.
We've all been there. Gridlock. But this is the 2018 Nissan Rogue. It's got Pro Pilot Assist and can stop and start on its own to help keep your distance from that car ahead, and can help keep you centered in your lane.
Get a low $199 per month lease or get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
They are the ones who found a way to isolate a single prostate cancer cell hidden amongst a billion healthy blood cells. The ones pioneering advanced genomic testing in order to create personalized treatment protocols. They are the ones you want to talk to when the diagnosis is prostate cancer. They are the physicians and healthcare professionals at UW Health and the Carbone Cancer Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by Hy-Vee, where there's a healthful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Day. Great question of the week comes from Mike over in Milwaukee. He wants to know, Coach, how often do you get a chance to sit down with other coaches, either college or NFL coaches, and just talk ball?
sometimes you'd say, Mike, never enough, you know, but it's an off season, and you know, you kind of try to set up, I'd say every guy, at least I know, you try to set up 2 or 3 where you kind of put it on your calendar and go, and then you know there's going to be some other opportunities where you're going to run into someone or see them, you know, love it when, like, we have our pro day, and you got coaches that come in, and you're always going to find time to meet up with someone and maybe pick their brain on this or that, and I'm also fortunate, you know, my brother, so we can do that on vacation. You know, we can do it, you know, get on the phone. But I think you always have to try to find those ways to continue to learn. And maybe it's something very specific that you want an answer to, and you go to that, or maybe it's something that you don't have any great knowledge base on, and you just want to find out more about it. And I know a lot of our staff, they enjoy doing that, and you know, get together with a number of people. And I think it's really essential. You got to keep growing, and it's a fun part of it.
All right, Mike, thank you for your question. The Great Dane with 4 locations in Madison, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. The Hilldale site is where we have the coaches radio show on Thursday nights, just not this week because the Badgers have a bye. We're back up and running the following week as Wisconsin gets ready for a home game against Nebraska. That'll do it for this week. We'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks after the Wisconsin game against the Huskers. Thanks for watching.
Did you know there's a Mahindra for everyone and every job? Test drive and save during Harvest Demo Days. Like a 6075 four-wheel drive, a 9125, a 2538 or 2638 HST, and a 1526 or 1626 HST. And test drive Mahindra's utility vehicles too, only from the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra. Hurry in for the best savings of the year at your Wisconsin Mahindra dealer.
Your testimony will save lives. This is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
I'll take my chances.
The reimagined Audi Q5 is here.
Lease the 2018 Audi Q5 SUV for $459 per month from Zimrick Audi.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.